This call is now being recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Shaila ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good
Today
morning.
we have a session. The world is your oyster. What will you do with it? We have Sir B. Ananthapat with us as a speaker today. He has got a lot of experience, a very good resource person. I would like to give a brief profile of him to all of you, introduce him to all the participants out here. Sir is a graduate in electrical engineer from BMS College of Engineering, and he has also obtained MTech degree in CE, that is Center of Design and Technology from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He is a member of design. He's a member. There is a design development team in Bangalore as VLSI Design Center of Semiconductor Complex Limited for 5 years now. Now it's an ISRO lab. He's also worked. He's in Singapore for ASEAN and Indian operations of US-based startups, ER Design Technologies, in 1997 after worldwide acquisition of the companies by Synopsys. In his move to Singapore-based headquarters for AP region, India, Singapore, Malaysia, Taiwan, China, Korea, Hong Kong, etc. EP leader and a later PR for Singapore till he migrated back to India. He is also an application consultant with an AC team in Synopsys India. Experience semiconductor and EDA industry includes transistor level simulations tools, static timing analysis, VLSI design methodologies, and project management. In these centers, he has traveled worldwide in Asia Pac, Taiwan, China, South Korea, America, Canada, Australia, and many technology centers in India, mainly for training and first-level technical support to customers in semiconductor industry. He is also an entrepreneur. He is a founder and a managing director of Chowki Services, not-for-profit initiative firm in 2001, and then formally a private limited company from Jan 2012. Its mission is service, skilling, and tech sector. Chowki and Associates offer products and services for building and running schools, colleges, and skill centers. All network build a business, a social fund, arrange funds, and a professional services to few educational institutions, individuals, and tech startups. He is also a co-founder of Comprehensive Energy Services and an LED company, EcoServe Solutions Private Limited, now focusing a range of smart tech solutions. He is also founder of BRET Solutions Private Limited, an online coaching company for cracking competitive examinations, which is now managed by a business partner. He is an advisor consultant to many startup businesses and institutions. In technical and business consulting role, he is did and doing projects with Wipro as a design consultant, Smart Play Technologies as a director, technical talent development. He's trained many fresh graduates and made them industry ready and got them placed in many companies like Qualcomm. Nanochip Solutions Private Limited as a VP as a strategic account development, training a large number of fresh graduates in Cerium Systems and a high-tech services company. He has done similar roles in Intel and Qualcomm, etc. He is also as a guest lectured in. He has done many guest lectures in BMSC, that is BMS Engineering College, and he's also done a lot of seminars and workshops and conferences and co-authored papers for conferences. He's a member in Talent CIG of IESA, that is India Electronics and Semiconductor Association, on invite an adjunct professor in SEER Academy Global Engineering University. He is a chartered member and a past president of Rotary Club Lakeside in 2014-15, assistant governor, chairman RYLM, and Sir is an active social volunteer in education, environment, and other social services. He is a Paul Harris Fellow in Rotary International. Sir, we are privileged to have you as a speaker today. I'm sure all of us will have a lot of learning from your session, sir. A warm welcome from AIC and all the partner college participants who are here with us today. Warm welcome to
Very
you,
much.
sir. And
Thank you
I
very much.
hand over the session to you. You can start, sir.
Thank you very much, Savita ma'am, and I really appreciate the value of time and all the students and the faculty and those associated with this innovation mission who are sparing 1 hour, and I have put effort to put some thoughts together, and I will work hard to make sure your 1 hour is worth your time. I have chosen this topic, and for those who are not masters of English, like me, I am not a master of English. I studied in a government school in a town in Karnataka, and I was in Kannada medium till 8th standard. And the first day I entered into an English medium, I literally cried. That was way back in 78, 79. I was born in 65. But later, as I was introduced, I needed to work in a tech sector in different cities and different countries. So I definitely needed to invest in my English. And I hope I will serve as a standing example for all those people, who have been in a similar boat. Nowadays, of course, English is the medium of instruction. But a strong appeal to you to say, because English is the language of international business and technology, so it's good to know, right? And if you go to Collins Library, what is this word? I came across and I thought it is very relevant, right? And basically, it talks about word being your oyster was coined by Shakespeare long back, right? And it means that you see right now you are at a stage, you are about to graduate or you have just graduated. The word is someone's oyster, means you can do anything. Let me tell you with I could have prepared a lot of slides, but instead I will going to go back to my 2 months of lecturership I was between my BE and MTech. And I will focus on, using the slides and then, I don't have much slides to talk about. So it means an opportunity to achieve anything great in your life. So what will you do with it now? That is the whole thesis of what I want to speak to you for next 40-50 minutes, and then we will take some Q&A. And talking about English or any language for that matter, right? What all skills do you really need? Right? One is, of course, you should be able to listen and understand. And challenge here is you may understand my English. Okay, I am speaking the Indian accent, the Indian vocabulary. But if you listen to the same thing from an American or a British speaker, so can you also listen? So listening from various accents, for example. And they speak back. And we Indians, having mastered English at some stage in our life, we are actually speak very fast. So we have to get trained to speak a little slower. In fact, it may be surprising to you, though it's not our native language, we are considered very good speakers of English. And of course, to be grammatically correct and then read. And of course, we strongly recommend fast reading so that you can accumulate a vast amount of knowledge. And of course, write in various forms. Be it, I don't expect you to write poetry, but good email, good documentation, and good communicative messages. So far, so good. All of us are expected to be good in this. But then very soon we'll get these idioms and phrases, right? And this is one of them. Word is your oyster. So do you know what it means? So you may come across this by some other speaker. So you may be lost. Then there is different pronunciation that you will get exposed to. I, for example, struggle in understanding an English movie, for example. So I may be okay in business English. So expose yourself to different pronunciations, because that's the way you can absorb a lot of knowledge from YouTube and things like that. And during India's development, this call center was one of the big opportunities that India pursued. At that time, there was a need of a lot of English speakers who could speak without MTI. That's called mother tongue influence, right? So again, so far so good. Then there has to be you have to be aware of cultural sensitivities. Something, say for example, you have all used pencil and rubber, right? But actually, if you go to America, you should not use that word. You should replace that rubber by eraser. So if you go and ask, hey, can I get a rubber? It has an entirely different meaning. So cultural sensitivities, And then, of course, once you have a strong vocabulary and all this knowledge, you're able to recall at the appropriate stage. This is advice number 1. But having said this, I would say never forget your roots. So again, I would like to appeal to you to learn this word called eclectic. What does eclectic stand for? It means heterogeneous. You collect the best from various sources. In fact, I would like to, since I'm addressing predominantly students from the Bangalore and the Karnataka sector, I will appeal to you to read this. The author here, the great D.V. Gundappa sir, who wrote Mankutimana Kagga for us, which is called Kannada Bhagavad Gita, right? So though I made a strong statement to, learn English, never forget your roots. So what is our roots? Hosa chiguru hale beru koodirulu mara sobagu. Hosa chiguru means new sproutings, new leaves. Hale beru, strong roots. Hosa yukti hale tattva dodegude dharma. Hale tattva, the old philosophy, the old thought process, and hosa yukti, the new skills. Rushivakya dodenu vijnana kale melavise. The wordings of all our spiritual sages coupled with science. Jasavu jana jivanake mankutimma. For those of you who are interested or listening to this video, you can pause and read the commentary. And I thank the author from whom I have taken this quote. Now, I would like to make this interactive. So, according to our the olden philosophy, the Sanatana Dharma that we all proudly belong to, what are the 4 stages? It's called Jivana Purusharthas, okay, in Sanskrit. So, I would request you to contribute to say, what are the 4 goals that we should pursue? And very soon, I will tag this to that main topic I'm speaking about, budding entrepreneurs and how you can achieve wonders in your life over a period of time, over a few years or few decades. So please unmute yourself, or you can use the chat box to contribute. What is the 4 Purusharthas we call, the 4 goals of our life? Please go ahead.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Excellent. I am so happy you contributed. Right? So friends, there is a deep meaning in this. Start with dharma, integrity, being honest, being righteous. In fact, our language is so powerful that there is no English equivalent of this word dharma. Right wording is not there. So, for example, a common citizen cannot kill, whereas a soldier is expected to kill the enemy. So there are a lot of nuances to this highly loaded word called dharma. It is contextual also, right? Learn to follow that first, right? That is the foundation on which our society is built, and society should be built. And then the moment you do, you will get the arhate. You will become eligible for a role through which you can earn artha. It is very easy. Once you are talented, once you have the right morals, once you have the right integrity, a suitable position will follow to you. And that is the law of universe. That is the law of nature, that you once become eligible, you will get something. You have all joined, you become eligible to get admitted in engineering college. You are now a student of engineering, and very soon you will become qualified to be a graduate. You will get a degree. So like that, what all arhate you are, what all positions that there is also a statement in our coaching industry. Deserve and then desire. Right? Then the next is, again, there is no equivalent word in right word in English. So dharmartha kama mocham cha vindati. If you learn Vedic recitation, you will get that word. So literal meaning of kama actually should be, in my opinion, desires, the right desires. Okay. And then of course we are all in pursuit of a higher goals in life. And the Western philosophers, there is all literature on this called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, but we are highly trained to pursue moksha, the goal of self-enlightenment. So, I'm very happy you mentioned. See, unfortunately, what has happened is there's too much of focus on number 2, the money aspect. By the way, artha does not mean money alone, right? If you're blessed with a happy family, you're blessed with harmonious relations, you're a rich man, right? So, Srimanta, the Kannada word, has a multiple meaning, right? It's not just with a big bank balance. So keep this in mind. I will again come back to, and if you listen to my other talks, I can talk a great deal on the Indian literature, the Indian spiritual context, and I am equally at ease to talk about venture capitals, angel funding, investors, incubators, because this sentence is actually my foundation. Hosa chiguru hale beru, hosa yukti hale tattva, Rushivakya Vijnana, and I am a 3rd rank student of engineering. And at the same time, my grandfather taught me Vedic recitation, and I keep practicing that. So I'm very happy one of you contributed to give this. Let this be the foundation for our Indian entrepreneurs, right? Now, in order to achieve whatever goals you have, I have a business partner in Pune, so I learned a lot of things from him. And since I'm addressing students, I thought this is very relevant. All of us are endowed with around, the whole world revolves around 9 intelligences. Please, if anybody says you are not intelligent, don't believe them. All of you are intelligent, right? But you could be highly intelligent in music. For example, M.S. Subbulakshmi, nobody asked which standard she studied. Sachin Tendulkar, did he even pass SSLC? Nobody bothers. And we are in the month of June, so we just celebrated Kapil Dev's epic innings, which led us to win the World Cup in 1983. Or look at Virendra Sehwag, highly body kinesthetic talent. That is a very important talent. And then second is verbal talent, playing with words, artists, and then very good interpersonal skills, and then being naturalistic. And all of us engineers are expected to be good logical mathematical skills. And then very important for you to also have intrapersonal skills, what you are comfortable with, right? So for example, I hear these actors, they know exactly how much to, do their own stunts and when to tap on, be aware, right? And they say 3 out of these skills is enough to carry you for life. If you're not good in music, don't worry about it. If you're not good in painting, don't worry about it. If you're a pleasant person to deal with, and if you know your strengths and limitations, and if you're a good engineer, your life is made. Or if you're going to become a salesperson, develop very good vocabulary, the very good interpersonal skills, for example, right? And we have all chosen to be engineers, right? And what is the sole purpose of engineering, and what is the sole purpose of science? So we are all, science is our foundation. Unlimited inquiry is the foundation of science, that you pursue, what are the stars out there, what is out there, or what is below us. Whereas engineering is to create and manufacture and deploy great products. In this definition, I'm including software also as a product. That's what we are for. That's what you get trained to do. And you have got many avenues to do that. So in doing this, very soon you will realize that risk and reward are the biggest trade-offs you have to do. I am telling you, friends, your tomorrow will be almost similar to your today. Your day after tomorrow will be again similar to what it was today or tomorrow. So the transitions does not happen on a daily basis. So your days are, slightly, you have got a slightly better knowledge today. But the moment you graduate, you all know y equals mx plus c equation of a straight line. And this is linear, but then word is non-linear. You will not be going at the same. Suddenly there will be a jump. The moment you say graduate, and then you land up in a job, for example, right? Or decide to pursue something, a postgraduate degree or something, pursue a PhD and become a great academician. Then again, after that, every day will be something similar. And then you may go through some personal transitions. You may get married, raise a family, or you may suddenly choose to start a business, or you may, go international and then decide to come back. So life will not change on a daily, day-by-day basis. But there are certain transitions that you go through in life, right? So the purpose of the second half of my talk is these transitions is in your control. Say, for example, how great a student you want to become. What kind of job do you want to pursue, right? And what are the goals that you set for yourself? And you have to take a long-term view. You may be in your 20s right now. Project yourself what you will be in your 30s, 40s, 50s. All of us have been there, time flies. There used to be a time, every day I used to go to a temple, and then there used to be a playground there, and then just play cricket and cricket. Now we go back full circle and we'll play cricket now with, though we are aged. But then time flies, but some habits remain with you. So you are in control. That is the topic I have chosen. That, what is the transition that you can go through in your life? You are in complete control. And in planning this, friends, your risk and rewards become extremely important. And I am going to spare quite a bit of time for you to sensitize you to this. It is very, very, right now, the whole India is in the, stage about entrepreneurship, a lot of startups, Actually, there is a word called infatuation. Whether you can carry it through, whether you have the momentum to carry it through, the risks that are associated, it looks very, it looks very glamorous and glorious if you start something and then it does very well in life, and then it gets, all the buzzword that you might have got exposed to. But friends, this happens for, they say, up to 2% of the population. Okay, so are you the 2%? Do you belong to the 2%? I cannot train you in just 1 hour, but I hope to be the one of the transition points to say, okay, some thoughts I gave in this 1 hour talk led you to thinking in that direction, for example, right? So talking of the world of engineering industry in particular, so these are the various departments. And now I want to dovetail this to the multiple intelligence idea that I just proposed, or that I just shared with you. So you have to say whether you are suitable for becoming a great engineer in R&D or product development, or are you going to become a great engineer in manufacturing, or you can take the product to the market, or you can be a conduit in deploying this technology at a customer place, or you can do marketing functions. And of course, there are very important, supporting functions that go to make a company. Now, I'm hoping that at the end of this talk, over next few years, some of the nearly 100 people that are attending will do the jump and try to say, I'll do all of this. Because that's what is involved in a startup. Very frankly speaking, if you choose to start your own company, at some stage, you have to be attentive to all of this. There is enough in the coaching industry to train you, to say how you should give attention to all of this. And many of our teachers, go through compulsorily this subject called Bloom's taxonomy. So this is the hierarchy of knowledge. Many of you, all of us have been in that boat. We mug up for the exam and we write, and then we get good marks also. That is called lower order thinking skills, but very important skill to have, remembering what you are exposed to remember. But then I encourage you, I am a trainer, so I encourage you to have many doubts. Unfortunately, we as a society, doubts are not considered good because, mind is not at peace. If you have a doubt, unanswered doubt in particular, but I encourage you, have a lot of doubts about the subject and learn to get answers about it. Have a deep understanding of the subject. So you are traveling up the hierarchy of Bloom's taxonomy. So what use is a knowledge that you have well understood without applying to it? Right? Then you invariably will run into a problem in applying this knowledge. So you should learn how to analyze. And then we as engineers should know optimization and cost functions are the major contributors that determine our everyday decisions we make. How big the car should be, what should be the capacity of the engine, or what kind of data structures or algorithms I use. So examples are what kind of building materials do I use. So whole of engineering is all about evaluating the options. At the end of it, friends, the only reason why engineers are respected in the world is to create something. I want to let you know that you are in the most creative profession. It's not the actors and actresses. I have nothing against them. They're the most creative people. We, the engineers, are the most creative people. But why it is not positioned it like that is because it is not one person doing it. Yeah, there are Steve Jobs of the world who are credited with creating great products. But actually it is done by, a mobile phone, which we are all probably using right now. To listen to this, or a laptop, is a work of lakhs of people put together. I would say even millions of people, all the mathematics, algorithms, every whole body of knowledge that is created. Recently I was listening to a Curiosity Stream video on Shannon, the most celebrated Shannon theorem that all of us have read it. Without that mathematician, there is no engineering. Whatever I am speaking, nothing, in fact, no transmission either on wire or wireless would have happened without a deep understanding of Shannon theorem. So the whole body of knowledge contributes towards creating. So be voracious readers, be voracious learners. And this is common theme across all the entrepreneurs. They are great learners first. Nobody asks their marks. Some of them did not even graduate. But you can never aspire to be a great entrepreneur without being a great learner first. Impossible. Because you have to create something and bring it to the world. So I would like to pause here and convert this into an experiment. And in doing this, friends, don't get bogged down by complexity. And unfortunately, engineering does a disservice at times by saying this is possible, this is not possible. I would like to appeal to you, forget these limitations. If there are no limitations, what would you like to bring to this world? Please unmute or contribute in the chat box to say, wish this feature is there in this world. And in fact, if it is a great idea, using my connections, using my resources, I will fund you. I'll get you the funds. Let us create something new. So I have very few more slides to talk about, but I have dedicated some bit of time to do this entrepreneurial exercise. So please start. What would you like to see in this world that is not there? So please unmute and speak. And more crazier the idea is, I'll give you more marks. Because many of the innovations and inventions actually start off like that. In fact, when somebody, and Ford, for example, when he proposed that, if he had asked his customers, hey, what do you need to transport yourself faster? They would have said, I want a faster horse. This is a very famous statement in the management and coaching industry. Sometimes you have to ignore the customer and give something, bring new to the table. And Akio Morita, the CEO of Sony, he never asked anybody about Walkman. Nobody thought they can carry all their music album in their pocket. It used to be gramophones at that time. So I drew a curve, right? Your life also will not change on a day-to-day basis, but there will be some transitions. So inventions are also of that nature, that 2007 a smartphone came to this world. Before that there was pagers and separate products. And within a matter of 15 years, everybody is carrying one or two of them in the hand. So don't discourage ideas, and don't drop off ideas thinking it is not possible. So in few years from now, if you are going to do something in the business space or in the entrepreneurial space, you have to train yourself. So come on, contribute to the ideas. So I am going to keep quiet now. I am going to add. And if there is no contribution, I am going to end the talk in a way. Because I have really planned some time to come out with this exercise. I will contribute some to you to kickstart, right? See, I have two daughters. They are into baking. So they'll be carrying two things in their hand, and then they'll be struggling to open a fridge with one finger. Now, how nice if I have a fridge which I just say, door open. So it just opens. Then I can use my leg to pull out fully or whatever, and it opens fully. I keep the item inside. Right? How nice it would be. Right? Would it be nice? That can be a new product, I'm telling you. Just one idea. And in fact, what I just mentioned is happening with a lot of interface switching away from keyboard towards mouse. Towards audio. Lot of interfaces are, and you have all heard of Alexa and that kind of product where it is light on, it's on the TV. Everything is converting into audio. So it's just a question of time before it will come to fridge door. It's just an idea. You can spend a lot of money on this, right? So you can say, what do I need? I need a sensor, I need a relay, I need a power supply, I need a spring. So you do a mental project. Whether you do it or not is different. You can go and say, look, I can license this technology, for example, to all the fridge manufacturers. You can patent this if you want. So what is the purpose of this exercise? Is to say most of the inventions come from your needs. So give attention to, say, what kind of needs are there of the society. And money is all driven by money, so we have to think of needs of humans. The animal kingdom also has needs, but they can't buy your products. They don't have money. So think of needs of humans. I have an idea for that. I know I'm addressing a lot of students. I will give you a book. It's called ebook, Ananta Bhatt's ebook. Take a complex subject, EMF, or fields, lines, and waves. Right? So you sleep on it. The whole knowledge of that book gets transferred to your head. Will you buy that book? you bet you'll buy that book. Right? And people will laugh, what nonsense are you talking about, right? But don't laugh. Because if you really understand brain, it is a electrochemical system. Who knows? One day people will understand neurons enough and then actually can have a radiator to align the neurons. Who knows? And the whole knowledge can be transferred. Failing which, till that invention idea comes about, you have to work hard, read attentively, listen attentively, and reread from various sources, recollect from all that you have read, and then get good marks and get good knowledge more than the marks. Right? Marks is just one measure of your knowledge. Next.
So,
There is no limit. Please unmute and speak. I have hopefully triggered this discussion.
All the participants are requested to kindly share the ideas. You're all engineering students, you all will have ideas. Maybe you will be thinking that may not be a right one or a wrong one, but that's okay. As sir has mentioned, you please give your ideas. It works, doesn't work, doesn't matter.
Sir, a flying car.
A flying car, yes. It is high time. Why don't I modify it? By say flying, why do you want a flying car? You will just say flying transport system. I don't need a car. Why should I, think about 4 people going off? First, let me go, no. Because if you see a car also, it is not that, I'm giving you a sort of a coaching on how to analyze an idea. Right? It intuitively know what is involved, right? Propulsion system, it is kind of is a rules to avoid a mid-air collisions, a rules to transport. Why don't you simplify the problem by saying why should you want 4 people to get transported? Because even if you see cars, though there is seating capacity for 4, most often it is 1 or 2. So let us modify this idea by saying, okay, it is a flying transport system. It's not a new idea. A lot of people are working on it. And this is also one more thing that you will realize, that if you think of an idea, there is a 98% chance that somebody else would have thought of this idea. And I strongly encourage you, think of these ideas. The ideas need to be extremely complicated. Say, for example, I have heard of, whenever you have no stapler. And whenever we try to staple, often we run out of the staple pins. So one girl, I believe, thought of an idea, she opened a staple pins. Last 2 she painted red nail polish. And 5 more next to it, she painted orange. So that if you keep on typing, if I get an orange colored, this one, I know staple is about to finish. And if I'm short of stock, I'll go and buy it. Simple idea. So can you manufacture a staple system with a painting built in?
There's one more student who has said that using the honge oil as a biofuel, sir.
Okay, alternate fuels. Please pursue this. And in fact, I am working with one company which is trying to use the agricultural waste. The sugarcane juice gets drunk. But what happens to the sugarcane fiber? It has a lot of good properties. And we as a country produce so much of jackfruit. Not everything of jackfruit gets used. There's a lot of literature or somebody converted that into a powder. So the category is that of alternate fuel. Friends, there is no limit to what you can do. Think of what you can do in education sector, what you can do in finance sector, what you can do in agri sector, what you can do in food sector,
medical sector,
what you can do in med services, right? What you can do in transport sector, right? There is no limit. So studying how it is right now, what can be improved drastically, or a brand new idea can be brought into the world. And why this is important? In the interest of time, I'll proceed. If you study, India was a very rich country thousands of years back. Then we suffered invasion, colonialism, all kinds of problems we suffered for thousands of years. But when we got independence, we became an industrialist country. In fact, at that time, we were a very, very impoverished country. We were robbed of our wealth. So we had to be committed to rebuilding the nation. It's a continuous journey, and it happened. In the initial few years, massive investments in IITs, HMT, ITIs, BELs of the world. SAIL, core sector manufacturing, that was the focus for first few years. And then we started ISROs, DRDOs, the Department of Atomic Energy, and it's one of the fantastic achievements that we as a country, within 25 years of independence, we actually developed a peaceful nuclear technology, the Pokhran-1. You may be too young in age, in terms of 20s to not realize these things. There was a time when, there was just 1 or 2 car brands. To get a telephone, we had to wait for years together. It was their life of constraints. Many of you have only seen 90s where, country literally have to sell their gold or pledge their gold to get foreign currency to buy oil to run the country. There was no money at all. India was about to become bankrupt. And then we have a history of solving crises. We don't solve problems. Fortunately, we liberalize the economy, we liberalize the currency, the trade policies, the manufacturing policies. And then lot of companies took off, and the IT revolution was the biggest beneficiary of that. Come 2001, a problem called Y2K helped put Indian engineers on the map. I was introduced as I was working in Singapore. In a taxi in Singapore, if they see me an Indian face, they say, engineer. That is the brand we have developed. The millions of engineers that are outputs of the Indian engineering sector, so the equally good engineer as you in Africa will not get a chance just like that. You are all blessed, to be graduating in this environment where a brand Indian engineer is already created. And then we had a whole MNC, most of the R&D operations of top Fortune 500 companies are in India right now. But forget all this. What is the future? You are going to graduate in a year or two, or you are just graduated. What is the skills that you should have? Which sector will be hot? That is not the topic of presentation now, but I'm throwing many different ideas because that is what entrepreneurship calls for. A knowledge from different sectors that you should be aware of. So this is the subject of continuous study in my work as well, in terms of what sectors are going to be focused, and what is that we have to be doing as businessmen or the professionals in this sector. So the previous slide, understanding all that is happening, very rapid rate of progress. So what is that you are going to do? As coming back to the topic, word is your oyster. So in the past, either you study BE, ME, PhD, become a great academician, and a big word of kudos to all the teachers, all the engineering faculty, and all the people who are in general connected with skilling. Because if that does not happen, in 40 years, the word is dead. The Guru Shishya Parampara, right? Actually, it is a dhara that has to continue. And they say, we are about to reach the International Yoga Day. The Patanjali is considered the first guru. Yogena Chittasya Parena Vacha. It starts like that. We all give salutations to Patanjali. And then all the faculty, all the teachers who are listening, you are continuing that parampara. It is not that one guru, there could be a next great guru, but it is a parampara that is most important. So a word of kudos to all of you in the faculty who are doing, and for you money is secondary in a way. If you earn enough to make a decent living, you are committed your life towards running academia. And next is industrial. In the past, we used to either join a public sector or a private sector, or join your parents' or elders' business, uncle's business in an MSME sector. And there used to be a lot of jobs in the government department. IAS, IES, ITS, railway service, various kinds of departments. Not anymore, friends. How many of you are applying for IAS once you graduate? A quick survey. Please do. India needs great administrators. How many of you are planning to apply for government jobs? Maybe fewer. World has changed. Many of you will be looking for a jobs in a premier private sector, MNC sector, right? Mass recruiters. I am very much aware of all these things. In between, this word has come up to say, can we encourage the students to involve their studies? I would say, don't think yourself as a failure if you don't start something soon after your graduation. I don't think even it's recommended also. We want to plant that seed in you that, your parents have hopefully worked hard and have given some cushion. We had no choice like that in 70s and 80s. So can you, for example, not fall to say, I have to earn my monthly salary? It is very much possible. It is very much possible that you can jump. So for doing this, I strongly recommend, this world of business and entrepreneurship is highly multidisciplinary. So be good with numbers. How many people are there in this world? Can you segment them? Out of 7 billion, how many are in what sector? What is their income levels? What is their expense levels? What is their saving levels? What is the countries? What is the various GDPs of various countries? Which country is focusing on what right now? What they focused on? What is their history? What is their past? What is their present focus? India is right now in the best shape to be in. In spite of pandemic that we are all going through, right? The way we have coped and the way we have continued work, right? Learn about various companies, the trailblazers in various sectors. I have a collection of books to understand history of the Indian industrialization. Highly recommended that you learn about these things, where the various sectors, where you want to put your money. And when you go, one big mistake or one mistake can cause upheavals in a business. How do you make the decisions? So I represent a company or a set of people who provide services in this sector, okay, to help people. And that's how I got associated with, AIC, a wonderful mission. And I'm going to touch upon the great value that is being added by AIC in talking about ecosystem. So first is something called a hatchery. To say, yeah, everybody wants to become a businessman or an entrepreneur and hopefully work hard for a few years and do well. But is it in you? Is it in your character? Is it the risk reward? The risk is in terms of your finance. Risk is in terms of reputation. I read books and I explain that, the success of business is public. People will see a fancy cars, luxurious lifestyle, but the struggle behind it is private. How much work they have to do. It's not easy. And, and you are taking the responsibility of so many people. So you have to say whether you're capable of, and I am sure you are capable of. It is just that you are not challenged. Keep the journey, cut down your needs. Don't develop a very flashy lifestyle where, you yourself need a lot of, aim for a long term. Don't go for small benefits right now. Work hard and hopefully make a bigger income much down the line. So I hope this 1 hour I'm spending with you and all the thought process I'm sharing will yield down the results to these hundreds of people. To say, it is in you. It is just that we are not challenged. The ecosystem influences a lot. I had not at all thought about starting a business when I graduated in 87. Whereas the very fact that now there are people focusing on students to say some of you can itself means you are capable of, at some stage, work in a company for a few years. Down the line, you might. There is a giant within all of us. We just have to awaken it. So if you indeed do that, if you make that first journey, there are HNIs, high network individuals, who can give you a few lakhs to go with. Or if you can't, if they don't have, they can connect you to some people. And right now, in India, there is a lot of network of people who have come together, they listen to pitches, and then they provide support. And then they are getting organized as angels. I have purposefully filled on the right hand side. You can take a picture of this and then fill this. Do your homework. It is not that entrepreneurship is one fine day you will wake up. You have to keep doing your continuous journey towards that. To say Mumbai angels, Calcutta angels, Bangalore angels, learn various angel networks. And then there are incubators. To say if you got an idea. In the college, for example, you can go and they will give you space. And, I have visited the host of this session, Jyoti Institute of Technology, extremely low rate, they will give you the real estate for you to, and also the academic environment, the library, the facilities. Go get yourself incubated there. Then there are accelerators. And if you do indeed do well, there are people who can give you funds to ramp up your business. And then if you want big money, there are VCs. This is the journey. Okay, it's not going to take one day. This is a journey of, say, at least 6 years. Don't get infatuated. If you really have it in you, it is a private, painful journey. I'm sorry to say this. You have to take the risks on behalf of others. And that's how your leadership skills also can come out. And at the end of it, rewards are phenomenal. Rewards are phenomenal. I worked in Singapore for quite some time. So I read a lot about Chinese history. So one leader in China is very famous to have said this first part of the sentence. It is glorious to be rich. That's what set the country in 78 onwards when we were fighting just the post-emergency political scenario and what should be our revised industrial policy. And we were really anti-MNCs at that time, just when China liberalized. And then that made a huge difference between the country's growth. The political leaders, the social leaders, the kind of choice they make, they impact millions. If only we had opened up in 78, there would not have been no China. We would have been that. Now I added the second part. It is glorious to be rich, but honestly. And also, I'll tell you guys, you don't need more than few lakhs to run a house. If you take care of your house, you don't need so much of money. We can't eat that much. We can't spend so much. So therefore, look at the Azim Premjis of the world, the Narayan Murthis of the world, the Bill Gates of the world. What do they do with that money? They actually start foundations and actually give it back to society. It is more glorious to put that rewards of hard work to the benefit of service of society. If you read the history of people, not many entrepreneurs are driven by, I want to become rich, have a great, enjoy my life. Not at all. One of my classmates actually pursued his passion to say, become an actor. And he's become very successful in acts. I'm learning from him. So therefore, you can see my facial expressions, the emotion that I want to give to the talk. I just want to make money is never a drive. And in fact, if you look at a value, if you look at the Wikipedia, I strongly, recommend you go to Wikipedia page of entrepreneurship. The first line of it itself says, it is creation or extraction of value. Nobody has say, I want to make money and then therefore let me become an entrepreneur. Something of value. Money is there at the back of your mind. Dharmartha kama mocham cha vindati. First, your dharma. Artha will anyway follow, and then when it follows, Bhagya, the Lakshmi, Barama, when she comes, what is the Purandara Dasaru hedi ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ ಕಡೆಗೆ? Anke illada bhagyava kottu. You should not keep track of money you have made. You should not say I have made 22 lakhs, 50,000. Your word should be like that. Anke illada bhagyava kottu. Every Friday we pray to Goddess Ma Lakshmi to say, give me unlimited, and you will become worthy of it. I am now in 50s. So I want to see some success like that through hundreds of you who are listening to this talk. Some of you can do it. Please follow it. But in doing this, friends, first and foremost value that you should incorporate is integrity in your life. The second exercise, I want you to add what are the other things you have to compulsorily do. Only in the interest of time, I will fill it for you. There is no substitute for hard work. There is no substitute for respect for people. If you don't learn how to deal with people, you will not go anywhere. You can't go anywhere without respecting time. You can't go anywhere without respecting comment of team. One person cannot achieve much. Right? There is no substitute for being positive. Everything, there is all, we are all in the, I was introduced as an active Rotarian. So in fact, a lot of Rotarians are doing justice to the previous, they're fairly well-to-do people in life. So they want to do service to society. Right? And then a bigger purpose. Don't make money to just say, I'll take care of my wife and kids. That is easy. Have a bigger purpose. And all of this is not in your 20s. In your 20s, 30s, 40s, when you grow, you will do this journey. And recently, I'm very fortunate to have got associated with, a lot of good entrepreneurs, especially in the MSME space. So we have put together from our research, since I'm just reaching the end of 1 hour, I will not expose or I will not read this in detail. But we have to, do some correction as a country as well. And as individual levels or as a group of people, as a society. And then our best days of India are ahead of us. And I congratulate you all for being engineering students and about to graduate. The world is in front of you. World is indeed your oyster. Karlo dunya muthi mein is the Hindi translation of this. And I wish you all the best. And do jump into this world of entrepreneurship. And some of you will definitely be not seeking jobs, but can become job creators. And with that, I pray to Almighty, the universe, the God, to give you that arhate. Let you deserve that, and then you desire it. Thank you very much. With that, I hand you back to Savita ma'am, and thanks for the opportunity to address you all.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a great insight. A lot of knowledge. I think the students are really inspired. At least I am very inspired by your talk. It was really very nice. There's a lot of learning, sir. Thank you very much for spending this one valuable hour with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank
we
you,
can open for Q&A for a few minutes if you have.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah, if there is any question, next 5 minutes is for that. If you have any questions, please put it on the chat box, or you can actually ask. Unmute yourself and ask.
well, you see, if you don't ask questions, we will ask you questions. So
there are no questions coming in, sir. Let's see.
So I have one. If you don't ask question, say I will tell you what kind of question that we get asked in a similar talks is, how do I know it is in me to do this?
Yeah.
Right? Am I the chosen one? Can I do that? So my answer to that is think for patterns in your thought process. See, you do your day-to-day activities that, whatever studies or job or whatever, that you are doing. But then along the process, hey, you know what? I'm capable of doing much more. You should not be struggling in what you're doing. Always that calling should be there. That's why there is a word in spirituality also called calling. Right? So keep looking for the thoughts to say, are you getting that calling? Yeah, I can. I'm feeling, if I don't get a salary for next 6 months, it's not that I'm going to suffer. I've saved enough, or my parents will support me as long as I don't indulge. Don't tap on your parents' money and then buy a fancy car. But if you're really taking a business risk for a bigger purpose, right? So that calling you have to keep tracking. So there is one question from Anand.
Yeah.
Do you think that artificial intelligence will take over the world? What is your opinion? The answer is in that word itself. Artificial. It can never take over the world. The world has always toyed with this problem. That, hey, whenever there's a technology, I have a list. Invariably, somebody is affected. No doubt about it. Say, for example, how many of you send happy birthdays or greetings and SMS? It is dead. It's all replaced by WhatsApp. When a bridge was built, the boatman lost the job. But you see, that led to a society where, a lot more things can happen. It is the nature of industrial revolution that some progress will affect somebody else. Now, whether that somebody else is you, or that somebody else is an unskilled person, or is that some guy a linguistically challenged person, whether that some guy is, some other country, that is not easy to predict. But look at doctors. Ask them, is artificial intelligence making them more productive or they're losing their jobs? It is helping them detect cancer early. It is helping them visualize the data from the X-ray much better. So at the end of the day, friends, artificial intelligence also will be an aid to further the progress, and there will be a shift in terms of pattern, in terms of how that technology will impact all professions, but unlikely to be making jobs redundant. It will be an enabler for bigger ones. Next question from people who are following all the qualities, honesty, integrity, hard work, respect, hardly gets recognized or known by the people. Is it the fault of theirs own or others? Madam, even today we talk about Satya Harishchandra. How many centuries back was it? So do we talk in the same breath as some politician? And nothing, they are also important people, but not all of them are of the great representative of the profession that they represent, right? Do we talk about them? By the way, as a country, we need all. Okay? Ella seridrene samsara agodu anatara, ella seridrene ullasar agodu. So we need all kinds of people. So whatever this comment by the questionnaire, the person who has lived that life of integrity, for him, the satisfaction is not the awards. It is his own satisfaction. He will not anchor for, oh, I want mala to be put by somebody as the most honest person. They don't care. It is your choice. They say electronics industry has come to saturation, stability. Your thoughts on these sectors? Now, people have been, long back, somebody said everything that has to be invented has already been invented. They will be turning in their grave. So and you know, in fact, when the survey was done, experts can fail to say what is the potential for phones. Somebody predicted few lakhs. They missed it by an order of magnitude. It became few billions. So the electronics industry has definitely not reached saturation. Okay, this is the pessimistic view. Where electronics can apply will only increase. And in fact, in India, see, we don't get carried away by the word. India is very different from USA. We still need to build our nation. We still need to deploy our technologies to make a much better country. So there is a huge limit in terms of applying the technologies that are already out there. Just one or two of them, you are seeing a drastic difference. Mobile phones, fintech itself has made so much wonders. Just imagine we apply that to energy sector, apply that to health sector, food sector. Wow, man, you know, this India is predicted to be a $5 trillion economy. In spite of pandemic, we will sooner or later reach that. If only we all work together as 1.3 billion people. So definitely it has not reached the saturation. Okay, don't worry about it at all. In fact, I am an applications consultant at heart. So because that is the longest period I have done that profession. So there is a huge gap in terms of applying the technology. Everybody should have a web conferencing account. Everybody should have a mobile phone. Everybody should have access to data. You know, these are the things that drove Googles of the world, not teeny weeny small dreams. So if you get an idea, then you are taking a very narrow view. Take Africa. You know, we are much better than Africa. You know, next industrialization should plant itself. To bring the millions of people out of their lifestyle there. Feel so sorry listening to seeing the TV of what is going to, take Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are all, our Rishis have told, take a worldwide view. Why do you worry about what you can do in India? Do it for the world. So if you take a much broader view, definitely it is not saturating. Okay, so thanks for contributing to the Q&A discussion. So with that, we can end the session.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you all participants. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Student to teachers ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಹೇರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇದು ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿದಾನೆ ಮೆಹಂದಿ ಹಾಕಿದಾರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮೆಹಂದಿ ಹಾಕಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಶೇಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾ ಬೇಡವಾ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು ನೀನೇನ್ ತಲೆ ಮೆಹಂದಿ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕಾ? ಈಗ ತೋರ್ಸಿದ್ರು ನೋಡಿ ಇದೇ ಈ ತರ